I was watching a video a few years back, and the video was showing this guy who was trying to help this sheep. The sheep was stuck into a trench. Now, the trench looked like it had been made for irrigation, and it was going and carving around a property, and the sheep was stuck fully in there. One man is videoing, you can hear his voice, and then another man goes and he tries to help the sheep. The sheep is so stuck, it's barely a foot of the sheep that's hanging out, and he goes to pull the sheep out. As he begins pulling on the sheep, you can hear the sheep begin bleeding much louder because now the pain of trying to get him out of this trench is starting to intensify. The first pull with the sheep doesn't come out, but the man notices that he doesn't want to just leave the sheep here to die. So he begins to pull again on the sheep. As he pulls again, you can hear more bleeding. The sheep begins to kick and flail its legs because now the pain is coming. However, the man saw that the sheep moved a little bit. So the man now wrestles his mind. He grabs the sheep one more time, begins to pull as hard as he can. You can hear that the sheep is going through it. It is beating, it is bleeding, it is making all of this noise. And finally, after the third and fourth tug, the sheep comes out of the trench. The sheep kicks the man off and gallops away. Didn't even say thank you. And before the sheep could get 10 feet or 10 yards away, it had jumped and went right back into the trench.
С этой стороны, против солнца.
It was amazing. It wasn't in the exact same position, but it was in the same predicament. That although it had been rescued, it put himself back in the same problem. Now, the video doesn't show if the man went back to try to save the sheep again. I imagine the man would have good reason for not helping. I'd helped before, and the sheep got stuck again. This trench is long enough. All I'm going to do is help this sheep, and it's going to get stuck again and again. How many times am I required to try to help this sheep that's not willing to help itself? But we don't know. But what I picked up from this is that far often we are like that sheep. We have a God that will come in and rescue us. Rescue us from a bad situation, bad relationship, terrible mortgage, financial constraints. And before we can get good and far away, we jump ourselves right back into the problem. But the gift about our God is that our God is not like the question left on the video of the man. There's no wondering if God will come back to rescue again. In fact, the God that we serve, we know God to be a rescue me again type of God. A God that shows up again and again for us to give us the hope that we need, even when we don't deserve it. So thankful that God will do a thing over and over again, continuing to blow life into God's children. We are so much like the sheep. But I'm so glad that we know a God that rescued Joseph from a pit, then had to rescue him from slavery, then had to rescue him from prison. But the gift is there are multiple rescues, same God. We know of a God that rescued Hagar from being a runaway, from a bad working environment, and from death by starvation and poverty. Multiple rescues, same God. I know that God rescued Esther from bad political actors, from the genocide of her people, and the consequences of speaking up out of turn. Multiple rescues, same God. I know the God that rescued Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego from being POWs and a hostile religious landscape and from a fiery furnace. But what I do know is multiple rescues. Same God. I know a God that rescued Paul from being a religiously zealot for wrong reasons and doing religious violence and doing all the things that happen to you once you finally turn your life around. But this is what I do know: multiple rescues, same God. And you may not know it, but God has come to rescue us. Saved us from sin, delivered us from the evil one that is lurking, and rescued us from the very power of death. Multiple rescues, same God. So we speak the same way that Jesus spoke in full confidence. Deliver us, O God, knowing that you are able not just to do it one time, but again and again and again. And we are so thankful that you forgive, don't lead, but deliver.